Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Zamazenta with the new fast move of Ice Fang, or the buffed fast move here. This Pokemon is mainly most likely interesting for the Open Master League, but if you know me, you know that I enjoy quite a bit having some traps in the Open Water League. This is my favorite league to trap Pokemon. It is, since the XL update, way more difficult to do it, but in this case, having a fighting type Pokemon, which is in theory weak to flying type Pokemon, having an ice type fast move while having an ice type Pokemon in the lead, can be a lot of fun. And I went 5-0 with this team, and you're gonna see it here today as well, and it was absolutely madness. And so yeah, today we're gonna take a look at basically my favorite core of the meta, which is Aurorus plus the Virizion. And of course, in between we're going to have the Zamazenta, which is a perfect save-up kind of for this team. And we will see already the benefit of having Ice Fang, which does quite a lot of damage here, I would say, against the opponent's Virizion. While we're going to be able to still take a Leaf Blade, we're going to be able to get the KO here with another close combat that is coming through, going to allow us to get the KO quite easily. And we will see they're going to go into a Moltres. Oh no, it's a flying type Pokemon that is also still going to take a lot of damage from close combat. And yeah, where did the Moltres go? Definitely quite low here at this point. And as you're going to see as well, we're going to have here our Virizion against the opponent's Swampert, Shadow Swampert. Not really an issue, like literally not really an issue. We can even let the move go through if we wanted to. We decide to use a shield here. This game is over. Like, even if they're going to go for 3 ancient powers against me, I have no real idea on how they want to win against Aurorus. This should not really work out for them at all. They're way too low already, and I can even get to another move here with the Virizion, and this kind of seals the deal. We can move on to the next opponent. We're going to have here Guzzlord in the lead. Guzzlord literally has nowhere to go. There's not a single Pokemon that it can go up against, which is hilarious. So like, we don't have to care about alignment at this point, because I know that I have such a strong matchup against this Pokemon. What we should do here though is, which I did not really consider too much, which you're gonna see in a video, like in the battle a little bit later on as well, you have to shield up the potential Ice Beams. Well, it might not be an Ice Beam generally speaking. A potential Ice Beam does a little bit more damage from a Shadow Feraligatr than I expected. I know it is a super effective hit, but I did not expect that this move would do that much damage against this Pokemon. Basically, from full health, it's gonna put you into Shadow Claw downrange with 1 Ice Beam, which is really a big issue for this one. But anyway, we're gonna see it in like a little bit of gameplay later on. Anyway, as we will see here as well, Meteor Beam is going to connect against the Tentacruel. Tentacruel can be a bit of a tricky Pokemon, but generally speaking, Aurorus actually has a very solid matchup against this thing. Here I go for a little bit of a mistake as well. I was not too happy on how I played the team itself, even though I went 5-0 with this one. I could have played it a little bit better, but we will see here as well the Feraligatr going for the move there. I'm going to be able to hopefully outspeed them here. That's going to be very important, because now I'm going to be able to get the KO. Otherwise, Ice Fang against the Water type Pokemon is not the smartest idea. We will see the opponent going now into Feraligatr Tentacruel again, trying to knock us out. They can go for a charge move. I don't really care about it. Again, Guzzlord is still like waiting in the back there. We have 3 Pokemon that are going to be good against Guzzlord. I don't care what you're doing here. I literally don't care at all. I'm going to be able to take a hit here no matter what it's going to be. Oh, it's a Dragon Claw. Oh, that's fine. Oh, close combat is coming through. This should one-shot the opponent. There's no way it doesn't one-shot them. And so we're going to be able to move on now to the next opponent. Zapdos in the lead. Great lead for us, of course, but we still kind of have to play this one out first. We have the Weather Ball coming through. We'll do super effective damage against the opponent, which is going to be very, very good for us. But of course, we're going to use a shield to keep this one alive. We're going to have to use a shield here as well. We're always going to be able to win this matchup with our Aurorus. And as you guys see as well, they're going to go into the Tentacruel. Now we have to be a bit mindful on how we're going to play this matchup. We know that there's this flying type Pokemon still lurking in the back. What this allows us to do now is to get rid of basically our Virizion here. We just want to take the hit no matter what it's going to be. It's an Acid Spray. That's actually the ideal scenario, because the opponent could have either Acid Spray, Sludge Wave, or the Blizzard as their secondary charge move next to Scald. And Acid Spray is the best one for us to deal with, because with this we're going to be able to even get to another charge move here, and most likely going to be able to get the knockout against them. So that is perfect. Sludge Wave would have knocked us out. Blizzard would have knocked us out. This was something where we even got allowed to basically align ourselves. We're going to have the Feraligatr in the back, which is going to be a bit of an issue here. But as you're going to see, I'm going to try to play around it. We will have the Weather Ball coming through. I'm going to try my best to use a shield here and get to another hard-hitting move afterwards. But I'm not too sure if I'm still going to be able to win the battle though. Meteor Beam is going to connect now. This is going to do some solid damage, but not enough to knock them out. It is just barely not enough there. And as you can see as well, we're going to be able to go ahead and go back into our Zamazenta. The Hydro Cannon is going to connect here against us. We have the super effective fast move pressure against them. And this will allow us basically to force them here to go for a Drill Peck. I should be able to go for the full farm down, and I cannot. But if this is just a Drill Peck, I still have a chance of winning this battle. It is just a Drill Peck, allowing me to get up to another Weather Ball, and this is going to be game. Winning this battle here again with the Aurorus and the Zamazenta. Melima is going to be next. Yeah, let's see what this Pokemon wants to do. We're going to have here a bit of an issue with this Pokemon because they have access to the move Superpower. Superpower is going to one-shot us from this range, and so we are kinda in a bit of a difficult spot here, I would say. We're gonna be able to go for at least the big Meteor Beam, gonna get the shield from the opponent. We can go for the Weather Ball next, and this is going to be okay for us. As you're gonna see as well, this Weather Ball is going to allow us to get them a little bit lower. We're gonna swap out into Zamazenta. We don't really have to use a shield here because they're forced to go for the Superpower basically. Foul Play is just gonna do resisted damage. I'm gonna go into the Drapion and make a mistake here. I should have went for the close combat already. I did not consider the option that they could have Sludge Bomb. I know I would have been able to survive an Awkward Tail, and I never even considered that they could have Sludge Bomb here on this Pokemon. And that was definitely a mistake by me. This is the reason why I didn't go for a Charge Move first, because I know I still survive an Awkward Tail from this range. But of course, there's no way I can survive a Sludge Bomb from this range, so that is a bit of a difficult thing here. Meteor Beam going to connect against the opponent's Drapion, going to be able to knock them out. And in comes here the Melima. Foul Play is going to get shielded, and we see the Golok in the back, which is at least one of the best matchups I could imagine here for us. This is still not over because our fast move is a double resisted, means we cannot farm them down here with a double kick, which is going to be a bit of an issue, but we can at least go for another charge move here, force the shield from the opponent. They have a ton of health left, but I still believe that we have a decent chance of winning this battle, as the Shadow Punch is going to connect against us. We're going to try our best here to go for the full farm down afterwards. Shadow Punch is going to connect again. We're going to be able to go for the swap out. The opponent goes into the Aurorus, and I think we're going to be fine here. We should be able to knock them out here, and one more fast move is all it takes, and we can win the battle. Next one, we're going to see here the Gastron in the lead, and we swap out into our fighter just to get out the opponent's Drifblim, and this is literally perfect. We have Crunch, we have Ice Fang, we have everything we need. We even gonna get the debuff here, allowing us to guarantee align ourselves. We have a Grass-type Pokemon in the back, which means Gastron has no play against this Pokemon at all, and so we got alignment. We're gonna get the Gastron out, and this all because of Zamazenta. Like, trapping, like, Flying-type Pokemon here is going to be so much fun with this Pokemon. It is such a cool thing to run in the current meta. As you'll see, we gonna swap out into the Scuntank. I make a bit of a mistake here, to be fair. I don't really play it perfectly. I go for a charge move first. This is good to be able to get the shield though, which is fine. But I gave them a lot of energy here, which I mostly should have not done, because I can take the charge moves on my Virizion. I can really take the fast moves, and I can take the fast moves on the Aurorus, but not really the charge moves, which makes it a bit of a tough choice here. As you will see, I'm gonna go for the bait. It does work out for us as well. It means the opponent is going to be forced to swap out very, very soon here into the Gastron again. They're very likely going to have the Earth Power stored, and they're gonna swap out here, go for the Earth Power. But here's one thing. While, yes, they're going to be in a very solid position, we're still going to be able to go for the full farm now. And there's no way that we're going to use a shield here or anything, or like just go for a charge move or anything like this. We're just going to go for the full farm down. The opponent forfeits. As you're going to see here, we got a 5-0, and we actually got up to 2,400 MMR with this team. And now we have a few more battles here as well, which is, I kind of want to make the videos not too long, but look at this, we're going to get out the Wheezing in this battle, which is actually kind of nice for us. We're going to be able to go for the Crunch, because like Wheezing against our Virizion is the hardest answer, while here it's still an answer to us. We were able to get the shield, we were able to do some neutral fast move pressure, and the Brutal Swing is not going to knock us out, and so we can even reach another close combat, which is going to be very, very good for us, because they're going to do some nice damage. I think it does more than a Crunch would do, and as you will see as well, the opponent is going to be all of a sudden low, as well as they have the issue of being one shield down. Play Rough is coming through, I can take the hit. I know that this is not going to be a Play Rough, because Play Rough needs more than 50 energy, so it's just a Brutal Swing. And we can go for the full farm now, allowing us to now swap out here, have the Virizion against the Feraligatr, and we're going to use a shield here just to be sure that the Ice Beam is not going to connect against us. Hydro Cannon is coming through. This is totally fine for us. We're going to go for the Leaf Blade. They're forced to use a shield here, to be fair, and they decide to forfeit. Here's one matchup which I completely misplay. This is going to be very, very difficult. We're going to see here the Feraligatr, and I was a bit slow at swapping out already. I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade here. And here's exactly what I kind of want to mean as well with showing you that it is important to shield up the Ice Beam. I was expecting a bait here. They didn't go for the bait. They went straight for the Ice Beam. And now we're in a position where they can farm us down and try to get basically the most amount of energy here. And as you can see as well, I even over-tap a bit here and the Leaf Blade doesn't come through, and this means this game is just over at this point already. I just screwed up myself. I had actually a very solid positioning there, but I just completely destroyed myself. So good game there, but you can move on to the next opponent. And to be fair, this game was my favorite one, because look at this. They swapped out their Gliscor into my Flying type, expecting that they would be safe here, but no, you are not. You are gonna go down here. And this is just so hilarious, like seeing Gliscor getting trapped by usually Flying type Pokemon, but here with Ice Fang allowing us to completely align ourselves. Yes, I'm gonna use 2 shields. I think I was survived one Aerial Ace, but didn't want to risk it. Maybe I don't, and then like we're gonna don't have alignment anymore. But we know already that there is the Hippowdon in the lead, and this means that Wheezing in the back is going to have a great matchup against it. We will have here now the Tentacruel in as well. We're going to try our best to go for another crunch against the opponent, but let's find out on how this is going to go. Scald is going to connect here, and we're going to swap out into the Aurorus. We still should be able to survive a Scald, but we're not in a great position. But what I expect is that they're going to swap out here afterwards to go for a Weather Ball, and this is exactly what's happening. This is why it's so important to predict your opponent's plays as well sometimes, because otherwise I would have just lost here straight away. But also, the opponent got insanely lucky. They got the first debuff here with Scorching Sands, it's a 30% chance, and they're going to go for another one and get the next debuff. Now we're at -2 attack. It was a 9% chance for the opponent to get this basically done like this. That was quite lucky, I would say. Of course, like 9% is not something that's unheard of. Of course, you're going to hit this eventually, but that is definitely not a lucky thing. You know what's a bit lucky though? The opponent decided to actually let the move go through, which helps us out here immensely, and we can move on to the final battle for today. Against a good friend here as well, the Mega Junko. You heard about him quite often on the channel already. Very nice player here as well for the leaderboards. I'm also going to see him as well in London, which is going to be cool. But yeah, shouts to you as well. We're going to see here a very, very nice battle. I really enjoyed this battle. We're going to have the Media Beam coming through. The opponent decides to use a shield here. Great job there on the big nuke, and we decide to use a shield again onto the overheat, because apparently the opponent is going to be a bit weak against the Aurorus, otherwise they shouldn't really stay in here, right? That's at least what I thought. Brutal Swing is coming through. I'm going to be able to go for the Weather Ball here next. It's going to allow us to put them into farm down range, hopefully. And we should be able to go for the full farm down. Here we have a bit of lag. They can still go for another move. I think they would have got there anyway. And it's actually sadly the overheat, which is a bit of an issue, as they're going to go down to the Feraligatr. They will expect that I go for the big hit, but I don't. I go for the bait here, and I can go for another Media Beam. But the issue here is, it is a normal Feraligatr. What this means is they have more bulk, which this means is as well that we are not going to be able to knock them out here with our actual Pokemon forward. We see the swap here perfectly onto the Wheezian, onto the Hydrokill, and so far we are really ahead in terms of what we can do, and they catch the move onto a Mandibuzz. And now we're going to have a Feraligatr with energy, a Mandibuzz that is going to be able to do a ton of damage against our Flying type Pokemon and has a million bulk. And all of a sudden, a game that looked really much in our favor kinda all got twisted by Mandibuzz. And to be fair, it is like the opponent is playing a total meta team. Totally fair, don't get me wrong. I don't want to blame anyone for that one. But I feel like since the Beyond update, Go Beyond update, I don't actually think that level 50 was good for PvP. I just don't think so. If I actually knocked out the opponent here, I would have been fine if I didn't go down, or if they knocked me out before, I would have been fine because I could have farmed down the Aurorus. I actually made a mistake by letting us farm down the opponent's Feraligatr there. Should just stick by it, because as you can see as well, I was basically one turn away of getting to another charge move here. I'm going to lose this battle here because of it. But yeah, again, I feel like the Go Beyond update just didn't really help PvP. It makes it too bulky, it makes it too stale, and Pokemon like Mandibuzz shouldn't be as overpowered. But yeah, good game there. Could have won this last battle as well if I played it a bit better. And this is down to me, of course. But yeah, that's going to be it. See you then. Bye-bye.